God does have a plan. His plan is to break us down to lesson after lesson after lesson until finally we say, "Excuse me, Lord, can you help me skedaddle out of here?" Turns out, falling to the earth on my buttocks was not the best idea. Of course, that's part of the game, because we knew that this would happen pre-separation. How could we not? We were omniscient, all-knowing. Now, I'm saying were because I'm using timelines. I'm using linear time here. But there really is no were because we still are that God. We still are that infinite God. We still are the Creator. We are the Son of God. We are as God created us. And from the perspective of myself here, in this three-dimensional world, the Son of God is one with the Father and therefore the Creator as well. And so I can pray to God, the Son of God, our true nature. I pray to the Son of God, the Father himself. You see how it all comes together pre-separation? There's only oneness. There's only one God. You want to get to him, to the Son of God, that's fine. Or you can pray to the Father. Don't be too picky. Whatever floats your boat, as they say. The point is, you want to sink your teeth into the prayer. For me, I like to say, "Oh Lord, Son of God, oh Son of God, the Father, enter into my beingness and get me out there to have some fun, have some joy, and explore my inner peace with me. Incident by incident, we can take on the world and share joy and bring as many people out of this mess as possible through the games that I play." And yeah, so there we were as infinite beings, and we decided it'd be fun to be separate individuals. And to the extent that we don't try to reconnect with the other pieces, with the other infinite pieces, is to the extent that we'll remain individuals on the run from an illusion, from something that's just not there. We'll be terrified. We'll experience fear like you haven't experienced it before. A subconscious fear, most likely, one that you're not even looking at. So it will escape unnoticed, and start teeing off on you and to others. And then nobody will help you because no one wants to go near you. They say, "Wow, so-and-so's a real butthead." And you're not trying to be a butthead. You just don't understand how to ask for love, ask for help. You're like that guy who's driving, and instead of asking for help, you just get lost and more frustrated. Instead of just rolling down your window in the local gas station and taking your map out and showing it to them and say, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me out? I have no clue where I am. And I'm on an hour drive, and I've been driving for 3.5 hours. Can you help me?" That's not a sure thing. That person can be wrong, but most likely your better chance, if you don't have a clue, of finding somebody else with a clue. And this is the same thing in life. Individually, we have no clue. I was listening to this motivational stuff from Pacino from the movie, I think it was Saturday Night Lights or some movie he did. He said, "We will either die as individuals or live as a team." Pretty straightforward. We will continue to seem to die until we realize that we need to, in every single lifetime, so long as we're expressing ourselves in form, we need to form teams of oneness. So when people look at us, they say, "Wow, there's a good team. What game are they playing? Check it out." I'm going to go check it out. So that's why this world is crazy. We are individuals pretending to be individuals. There's energy it takes to fool ourselves like this. We have created a whole cosmos dedicated to fooling ourselves. We have created nature itself. We have created the laws of nature, the laws of physics. We have created basic arithmetic. Also, they can cover up our reality. The reality of what we truly think we did, which was do this individuality thing at the expense of the one God. We created a whole world of separate minds, of little minds, separate little infinities, little dream worlds, where we cannot quite penetrate and break down the dream walls. Because right now, I'm a voice in everybody's separate dream world. I'm more outside of your dream than anything else in your dream. I'm part of your dream. I'm in your dream. And if I said to you right now, I don't exist outside your dream, how would you know? That's the separation. I can't really get to you because you don't know and have no actual proof that I am not in your actual dream. I'm simply a dream character, the voice in your dream. Check if you actually know. If you're dreaming, actually literally dreaming, aren't I just a voice in that dream, a character in that dream? What does outside of the dream really mean? It means you're not dreaming anymore. And this voice disappears. This is the voice in your dream. It's offering you this way of looking at things. Take it. Take it now. Boo. Here I am. With the metaphorical hand out. Take my hand now. Take my hand. Take my whole life too. I'm here now. And if not now, when? And if not here, where? If not this moment on the timeline, when do we rid ourselves of this timeline and live forever in now, in the eternal now? It is our sacred, I don't want to say obligation, because in truth it's our choice. If you want to wait 1,000 more years to move out of this place into a better place, into a higher place, to move towards our eventual destiny. By destiny, I mean destiny. It's going to happen. You know how everyone keeps saying Biden's going to become president, whether Trump likes it or not. Well, it's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, you will be expressing yourself perfectly eventually. You will be the perfect expression of God. The absolute, flawless perfection, completely, absolutely innocent of everything and anything. You will know and come into contact with that perfection that's always been there. And then you will be gently woken up and you will lose this dream completely, as you lose all dreams. And you will be back to your normal self that you never left. The Son of God, Son of the Father. And once again, you won't know where the Son ends and the Father begins, and vice versa. Where does the Father end and the Son begin? It's the same thing, actually, because if you rid yourself of the Father, the Son goes with him, right? Because you don't have a son without a father. My father died at the end of 2019. Now, my mother's still around, so I'm still a son. I mean, from the world's perspective, I'm still a son, but when she, not looking forward to it, when she passes on, from the world's perspective, in a sense, I'm not a son anymore. I'm a child still. But in a sense, I'm a child of God. I'm actually a grown-up. I'm an adult. I'm not a child. I'm not a son. Now, for me, at least on that level, on my parents' level, I can detach myself enough to know that I'm going to see them again. But what would happen if, my God forbid, a family member died, like my wife or my kids? Would I be able to have that level of peace? I don't know. This is what I meant by before that we're in hell now. Knowing that I shouldn't have to even suspect that I would have to deal with that. This is what Jesus is trying to get at. The God that you worship makes you deal with things that you shouldn't have to deal with. It's the ego that you're worshiping, coming up with ridiculous laws that you have to follow. Laws like say goodbye to your friends and family, but also sometimes you say goodbye to friends and family that really, according to the laws of linear time, according to the laws of aging, are too young to die. A friend of mine who I hadn't spoken to in a while, but his son died before him. And I remember his wife, the guy that died, he said that so-and-so, and then eventually he died. The father died eventually, and he said he never got over the death of his boy. The father's not supposed to die after his son. Of course he's not. His son died in his 40s. A screw-up at the hospital, actually, on his kidneys. They shouldn't have let him out. His father was devastated, they said. He hit the bottle, and that was the end of it. This world should not. We shouldn't be going through this nonsense. Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. It's real to us because we're making it. We're creating it. We're inventing it. And the fact that one day we're going to wake up is comforting. It's nice to know. Thank God that's the atonement. Thank God it's not real. But it takes a lot to get past certain things that we implanted in our minds to mess with us. It takes a lot. Heck, we don't like it if we're overweight. No less dealing with intense loss of friends and loved ones. We don't like it when somebody famous dies that we love. Those close personal friends. I remember when Robin Williams died, not only was I not happy, I was in Memphis but I was in Memphis visiting Elvis's gravesite and going to the Martin Luther King Museum. That's what we do, how we deal with death. We either memorialize the people, go to their grave sites, weep and grieve for a long time. My mother's still grieving, although who knows what she'd be doing if she could leave the house. But she lives in Florida, and there's corona. So she's been unable to grieve properly. She's been locked up in her home, pretty much, all alone, unable to even hug her grandchildren. Because they're not in the same bubble. Should we have to go through this pandemic at all? My mother, who's getting up there in the 70s, she's one of the elderly crowd, living in a state where nobody cares really nearly as much to wear masks as we do. So she just doesn't go out. So she doesn't have to, as she puts it, there's a disease out there. It's very contagious, and it's a killer. So she's staying home. Members of my own family out there also are casual about masks. Hey, I don't get on people because they're very healthy people. My mother doesn't hang out with them as much anymore because she doesn't want to catch it. Bottom line is we're all dealing with things that's way over our head. The only good thing that we can get out of this, the only comfort is this. The atonement teaches us, we find out, we realize, we discover, we uncover the truth of where and who we really are. We are the dreamer of the dream. That's the only comfort we have. We are inventing the world we see. We're making up the world we see moment by moment by moment by moment. The cause of everything comes from within you. Cause and effect doesn't exist outside of you. Cause and effect goes from you to the outside world of everything. So how do you get out of hell? You join a team of oneness. You walk the path of oneness, holding hands with those around you that you love, that you've been able to learn to love. There are those that you're born loving, like your parents and close family. You love much easier because it's kind of inborn, right? I think I went over this the other day. I might have, I'm not sure. And then there's people that you develop friendships with. Over time, you develop that love because they're friends. So you find somebody that you have commonalities with. Family, you don't need any commonalities, really, because you're family. You can fight all the time, really. I mean, not all the time, but you can have fights. You don't have to see each other all the time. You can see each other once in a while, and commonalities aren't absolutely necessary. Just understanding what family means is necessary. the nature of family is that you love each other. Blood is thicker than water means that there are things that you would do for family that you would not necessarily do for other people. Now, there are friends that you treat as family, because as that friendship grows and develops, friendship gets stronger and stronger and stronger because commonalities reign supreme in that relationship. And so you rarely fight, and when you do, it cannot overcome the power of that relationship's growth. And they become family to you, perhaps, if the actual family that you have is in chaos, in array, in a bad place. And then friendships become family as well. You have family and friends is the same people. Either way is fine, because what you want to do is you want to reconnect the pieces. Reconnect with as many people as possible. How? Well, you only have two choices that you can really make. Either you love unconditionally, expecting nothing in return, or you seek out that love from others, that unconditional love from others. Now, how do you seek out unconditional love? Well, just ask for love. And don't be embarrassed that for the time being you can't give anything in return. Ask for help and receive it. That's all. Hardest thing to do sometimes is not feel like you have to reciprocate. You don't have to reciprocate. You can allow somebody to help you, because it's a win-win. Just like you guys are allowing me to teach. I am not on a pedestal here. It's not better to be me than you because I'm the one teaching. You all know that. So you calmly and coolly just receive what I'm giving you. Take the love that you find there in the message, and you move on with your day. When you want help, or anybody wants help, they should just go out and ask for it. If you want love, go out and ask for it. If you need love, you ask for it. You go out and, in a sense, without being a butthead, you go out and take it. And then you have it. When you have it, and you've got tons of it, or even a small amount, enough to give it away, then you start sharing it. And then you will get more of it. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. Share it, get more. You become a channel. Next thing you know, the whole universe is bending to your desires and your will, because you're a channel for love. And that's the whole point of the body. The whole point of form. It's not really even a body anymore. It's just a communication device to share love, pleasure, peace, all with no opposites. All with no opposite. This is a crazy, insane world that we made. We made a world for one purpose. It's like we're teenagers, and our sole decision-making is based on whatever our Father, Mother God is doing, or wants, in whatever lifestyle whatever he or she says, whatever Father, Mother, God, whatever God says, we do the opposite just because God says that we should not do it. We wanted to live a life without God. If God is one, we are many. The problem is we didn't expect when we invented the ego for all this. Well, we did expect it, but then now that it's happened and now we can't get out, guilt is terrible. It feels bad. Well, we knew this was going to happen before separation. Post-separation, we've just simply forgotten as we planned to forget. Now the forgetting hurts. It's a comfort to know that the Son of God knew this beforehand, which means the Son of God can't and would never go against his own nature and create a game that we're going to all die and lose. We can't lose. But nevertheless, it's not so much fun to be in a game in this whole cosmos thing here. We want it, and it's the individuality game. It's not so much fun. We want out. We want to move up in consciousness. Until you get to that point We are right about the same spot, so to speak, metaphorically, because we're not really moving up. But if you want to look at this in the dream, we're moving up in consciousness to the 5th dimension, to the 6th dimension, to the 7th dimension, until we get to the highest point, which was the split off from oneness to two-ness. Now we're in like 10ness or 11ness, or, well, infiniteness of separateness. We're in like many-ness, because we have an infinite number of infinities. But there we had two-ness, the initial split. Right mind, wrong mind. Boom, that was all we had. I mean, it's all we have now, but we have the appearance of an infinite number of separate infinities. We have the appearance, and the appearance is solid. As I said, I enter your dream, and I'm in your dream, and that's the end of it. You see me as a character in your dream. That can't be busted up. But the higher you get, those walls that separate you from me begin to, and as we enter this, as we merge and become on the same team, we begin to bust that up completely until eventually we are just about one being again. We're in this right by the door that we walked out of originally, and now we can walk back through and wake up and become one with the Father again, and realize we never left. It was simply a game that we played, and now we're back in the game's now over. It was a distraction, a fleeting thought, and we laughed it away. We just didn't think the joke was, what if we don't laugh it away? What happens? And this is what happens right here. We're in it. This right here is what happens. This world. We are a fleeting thought. We are a fleeting thought. Anyone remember those old TV sets that you turn them off and on before digital? And as you turned it off, after you've been on for a while, or I think you had to be on for a little while or something, you turned it off and it would go boof, and it get really bright for a second, and then it would fizzle out. We are the TV that's been shut off, and it just was. We're in that poof stage, and so we're fizzling out right now. And when we're all fizzled out, we will have been woken up. We have to allow ourselves to fizzle out, to unravel, let it all go, let the wave overcome us. Because we'll come out the other side. We just don't know. We just don't think we will. Let the God of this world catch us, punish us for the terrible thing that we did, because we really didn't do anything. So there's nothing to punish us for. We just don't believe that, and we'll have to let him prove it. We'll have to let him prove it to us. Let the crazy thing happen. Overtake you. Let yourself be nailed to that cross, because if you do, you're going to prove to everybody, hey, here I am. 3 days later, I told you, you can't hurt me. Overwhelm me if you want. I'll take it all. And then when I'm in that tomb, or in that coffin or whatever, I'll work my way. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do my spiritual work. And then 3 days later, I promise you, I'll be eating with my friends. I'll be ascending up to heaven, sitting at the right hand of the Father, and then entering everybody's reality and dreams to help them get the heck out of here. To show them how capable they are of just letting the world go by and happen, without trying to fix everything and make it better. Just let it overwhelm you. Let it take over your mind and body, knowing that you have the Holy Spirit to help you come out the other side. And the other side is light, pure happiness, pure peace. The other side is your holy nature, your holy self. It's sort of like you're in the ocean and a huge tidal wave is coming. I remember watching The Poseidon Adventure when I was very young. It was a great movie. and they were heading towards this huge tidal wave. Poseidon is the god of the water, seas. And as they were going, the captain, who was actually Leslie Nielsen, took his binoculars and just saw it coming. And I remember this part of this line. It was just a great line. It's a simple line, but it was great. He just saw it and he said, "Oh my God!" And you were like, "Uh-oh, this is not good." And it got bigger and bigger as it was moving towards it. And he had a fight. He was the captain, but there was someone on board for some reason who was above the captain. So he started fighting with him because he wanted to go straight into the wave. He said it would be safer because if we don't, it's going to catch us at the wrong time. It might catch us when we're on our side, and then that would be a heck of a lot worse. So it's best if we go into it and try to get straight through it. The other guy said, "No, turn the boat around. Let's get the heck out of here. Let's go the other way. Let's run from it." And he couldn't convince the guy that he was wrong, and so that's why he had to listen to him. So he said, "Turn the boat around." Unfortunately, they didn't have a chance to turn it all the way around correctly, and they caught him on the boat was on its side when it hit. And well, if you see the movie, wow, not a good choice. I'm not sure what would have happened if they went straight through it. If they tried to, but it couldn't have been much worse than what happened. Let it happen. Let go of your desire to make things happen that life obviously doesn't want to happen. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't engage in making choices, but just remember that your choice is simply to give or receive love. Give love if you can. Ask for love if you can. If you feel you can't give love for whatever reasons, ask for then call out for love. How do you call out for love? You just put the energy out there that you want love, you want help. You'd be surprised how sensitive people really are to the vibes that you send out. I'm not saying you have to go up to somebody and go, "Hi, will you love me, please? I'm really sad." So just put out that vibe that you want somebody to help you out with life, that you're lonely, and you would like somebody to talk to about this and about that. Just put that vibe out there. Put it out to God. God, can you help me find somebody? I need love. Can you love me? Can you show me what love is? Can you help me out? And eventually somebody will walk into your life. It doesn't have to be a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It could just be a friend. Anybody. It could be a seminar. It could be a class. Somebody at work. A new friend. It could be a promotion. It could be anything. But if you're not looking for help, if you're not looking for that love, if you're not open to it, the possibility of it being anything and anywhere, it won't be. It won't be. Two choices. And if you constantly stay in that love dynamic, if you're only aware of love in a unconditionally giving or an unconditionally receiving level, then you'll knock out that ego in no time. And by the way you can be in that giving level, the giving place, which is very important. It's important that you try to stay in that place more than the receiving, unless you can understand that the receiving is still giving, because what you're doing is you're allowing the person that is giving to you to give. The times that you find yourself the most happy, the times that you find yourself experiencing the most peace, if you look back in your past, you'll probably notice it was the times that you were loving other people more than you. That is where you experience the most peace, as opposed to when you were receiving love. If you can give love unconditionally, do it. It's the most happy you'll ever be. God bless you all. I love you all. And I'll see you when I see you. And until then, peace.